What's it like to play again for Cole Papovich? You guys have this long background, successful background together at Troy, and now it's extending into the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say comfortable, but, it's a friendly face. So I'm excited to be back with him. Obviously a good coach and mentor for me. And so I'm just really excited about, like I said, having a familiar face and yeah.
They talked about in the interview room, Coach Ryans, about the mixing and match.
What now, sorry?
They were talking in the interview room, Coach D'Amico Ryans, about mixing and matching the line. Lots of guys are going to be in and out. How much do you guys kind of embrace the competition and kind of what they're trying to do? Because you guys are part of a watershed change with the line. There's a lot of new guys and new idea, philosophy too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I think we would all agree that we all have a lot of work to do. There's competition around every position room, offense, defense. There's always competition, and I think that makes it fun. Speaking for myself on that, if I'm getting better, somebody else is probably benefiting from that, and vice versa too. So it's about being the best football player I can be for the Houston Texans right now.
What do you feel like you'll bring to the table? Your style of play, your mentality to the line?
Yeah, just a good work ethic. I'm going to try and be out here practicing, doing whatever I'm asked to do every day, Lord willing. And like I said, just helping the Houston Texans and doing whatever that is. That's what I hope to be doing.
I saw something else you said. I think it was an interview here with a couple of the guys that work here. And you were talking about the mentality and kind of like, hey, we have a chip on our shoulder. People are, saying whatever they're saying, but that's the outside. You guys in the room are the ones, and on the field they'll determine what the line is, how it's thought of, and how it really is. What is kind of thinking about that, just as far as like the determination to say, you know what, if people don't think we're very good, we'll show them.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna speak for myself, but blocking out the noise is something that we've started to talk about a little bit. The people that understand what's going on, the people that are in that building every day, no offense to anybody else, everybody's got their opinions. Like I said, we're all going to come to work today and try to make the Houston Texans a better team, better organization. And I think we're all going to do that in good faith and work our butts off. And, like I said, there's opinions out there and we're all human, so we hear some of them, probably more than we'd like to. And, I think the chip on everybody's shoulder, I can't speak from personal experience, but I can feel it in the room being new here. And, I'm embracing it with the guys, and, it's all of our jobs to play like that.
You mentioned the comfort level, but Coach Papovich and what he's all about. He's a Dante Scarnecchia. If you haven't played for the Patriots, I'm sure you've heard a ton about Coach Dante, and he learned from him. What do you see from him, some of his traits as a coach and some of his personality things that kind of make him a good leader? And obviously, they promoted him, and they feel really good about what the Cole, what the leader he is and kind of coach he is.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Scar is obviously one of the best offensive line coaches that's ever been. And he's got his philosophy, and he's always stuck to it for 30, 40, 50 years with the Patriots and with other teams. And I think, Pop's done a good job of embracing that. Scar was a mentor for Pop, amongst others. And, we have a lot of the same sayings. We talk the same way. Of course, everything evolves and everything's a little bit different, but the main thing's still the main thing on that aspect. And I think Pop's a really good leader and a really good learner, and I think he's just done a good job of embracing all that because he had so much time with Scar and other people. And he's just probably, he's taken a little bit of everything from everywhere he's went, and he's doing a great job.
What did you learn in New England, and what do you feel like you bring from that Patriots time to Houston?
A little bit of adversity, obviously. I think everybody goes through that as a rookie. If you're playing in the trenches as a rookie, you're just trying to make it through. It doesn't matter what happens. You're trying to make it through. And then having spent a whole season on IR, that adds a little adversity. And, I learned what that was like, and I learned, that process and stuff like that. And so I have a little, I don't like to say a chip on my shoulder, but something to the sorts, just from having a year off and having to watch from home and things like that. So, yeah.
Your chemistry with C.J. Stroud, everybody talks about C.J. and how good he is with the line. What's it like to work with C.J.?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, like I said, we all see everything. Obviously, he was a top 5 pick a couple years ago. The same year I came out, Ohio State, really good teams back then too. So it's really awesome to see guys like that you always feel like you always see him on TV and you maybe see him across the sidelines, but you never really get a relationship with him. So it's nice to start building that with him. He's a great guy, great leader, and I'm really excited to continue working with him.
It's an important topic, especially for the line. talk about food.
Okay.
So, have you guys had a nice lineman dinner, or maybe not so nice, but just kind of a hangout and a grub fest?
Yeah, when I first got here, we all went to a little steakhouse around town, and I didn't make it. I had family coming in that day, but we're trying to incorporate some stuff like that, especially right now during training camp. We're all here all day long. You know, we're trying to build a little brotherhood. The O-line room is different every year. I mean, gosh, every month is different. You know, once you get to the regular season, there's so many moving pieces. Unfortunately, sometimes more than you'd like. So, you know, building that brotherhood right now and that culture in our room is really important. So we're trying to do as much of that type of stuff.
Yeah, plus it's fun.
It is fun, yeah. Football's not fun if you don't have fun. You know what I mean? You got to have fun a little bit outside, inside, everything.
Yeah, they had a lot of that. Laramie, I think. Well, Laramie had the big bank account, so he would come sometimes be on Laramie. Sometimes it would be on the rookies, but they would tell me about these dinners. I said, man, yeah, I've been to this restaurant. I'd make a recommendation. A couple times they listened to my recommendations, and they liked some of the ones I picked out. Or Laramie would say, hey, you know, I don't like that one. You know, this one was good.
Yeah.
But I think you guys will have some fun. Definitely a lot of good food here in town.
Yeah, I'm going to need some recommendations. Not too many. I have a 1-year-old, so we don't get out too much.
Got it.
But when we get the chance, I'll have to holler at you.